Welcome. Welcome to another chronicle in healing, another chapter. Here we have in front of us the Usha Research Institute. The Usha Research Institute is located on the north coast of Honduras, which is a country in Central America. We chose this area because we have thermal waters here. Waters that are highly curative. We have also the enjoyment of that backdrop that you see there, which are the mountains that ranges from Guatemala all the way to Nicaragua. It is called, the group of mountains is called In the Name of God, En Nombre de Dios. So we chose this area to bring you this new chapter. This new chapter, as we chose to call it, and it is because it seems as though many of the things that would be discussed and talked about and explained to you are things that we were not prepared. We were not prepared for, because the schools did not prepare us to understand that which is natural from that which is unnatural. But don't feel that you are ignorant or less than. What happened is that the schools did not prepare us, but that does not mean that we are not capable of digesting a piece of information once that information is presented in the proper way. So therefore, we're going to begin to journey into this healing thing. This healing journey that has been approached by so many different ways and by so many people since time immemorial. Today, we're going to try to decipher the undecipherable for you, that we could journey on a better footing, understanding what is health, what is healing, and how does the human body interrelate with these things we call plants. We want to understand, because it seems as though much of what has been said to us and shown to us has not been exactly right. They have not helped in the areas that we would like to be helped. So we're going to take our time and we're going to walk through this thing, of course. You're going to see things that you have not seen before, because as I look at the menu of the American herbal position, many of the herbs that we use here in Usha are not mentioned in any of those books. And many of the herbs that are mentioned in those books are hybrid, meaning that they are artificial. And this is the reason why we fall short of the goal. The goal is receding faster than we could run. So please, let us take our time and walk into this thing. We're going to talk about the things that we need to hear, and we're going to explain the things that were not explained. So just take our time. So as we carefully enter this most tedious journey, not a difficult one, just tedious, but we all are capable of understanding the contents of this particular program or position. Sure we are. We have a brain. We could think well. Only we, the individual, or you, the individual, could determine really what it is that you feel, what it is you see. No one sees from behind those eyes but you. So we know that this subject fits within this cosmic order, and that we, being a product of cosmogony or life itself, sure we'll be able to understand the things about life when they are presented. So let us go first into the history of medicine. According to the history of medicine, it began in Egypt. with Imhotep I. Then it came down to Mr. Hippocrates, and it filtered down to Mr. Claudio Galen. So with Hippocrates in the year of 365 BC to 1729, Claudio Galeno, the Italian. These three men, Imhotep, Hippocrates, and Claudio Galeno, had something in common. They all used the same substance. They all followed the same platform. They took the same position. Because during that period of time, that time in history, naturally, there were not in existence at that time the chemicals that we are presented with today. They were only plants. But the history shows that they cured every disease known to man. So if this is true, then what happened between that time and now that things seem to be so difficult? Instead of us being useful in eliminating those that are present, new ones are cropping up every day, telling us that, again, the goal line is receding faster than we could run. Could we afford to continue on the path of the past? Why should we take a chance when the past has not served us well? Are we aware of the percentage of elasticity that the body could really admit or even afford? Stretching. How far could we stretch the human body? By stretching, we mean stressing the human body to cause it to be in the state of disease. No, we don't know that. We don't know how much we have damaged ourselves because we have not been educated as to what we should have been doing, what we should be eating. We have not been educated in that area. So therefore it becomes very difficult now. But even though difficult, as I said, everything seemed to be easy in deciphering and analyzing once we put into motion that part of us that the philosophers try to deny, the part they call common sense. Common sense tells us that if Hippocrates, Imhotep, and Claudio Galeno, not necessarily in that order, but the three men used herbs and that they were successful in reversing disease, what happened now? Not only have we failed as far as being effective in helping others to relieve themselves of disease, we have compounded and added to it using the herbs that we are using. What do I mean? It seemed to be a contradiction. Because if Mr. Imhotep I, Claudio Galeno, and Hippocrates use herbs, and herbalists today are using herbs, why aren't they as successful as Claudio Galeno and the rest? That is the common sense part of it. If they cure, we should. Why aren't we? Well, we were removed from the rhythm of life. We were removed from the path that helps us understand those things that are natural from those things that are unnatural. Because if those three doctors used these herbs 2,000 years ago and were successful, we in modern times should be even